you'd never see them, but now you know it's true that tonight the world
In Washington, welcome to the Global Look. Here's our host, Henry Bentsen.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the program. Another nice show here on Staten Island, right here in our part of New York City. Maybe New Rat City now? This political thing, we see a lot of rats, a lot of, let's look at another city. What about the state of Illinois? We had somebody try to sell the President of the United States Senate seat. The guy's name was Blagojevich, Rod Blagojevich. How could anybody with a name like Rod do anything wrong? Come on. The guy was really together. All he did was take one of the 100 best political jobs in the entire United States and try to get a little something for it. Come on. He did nothing wrong. The only thing he did wrong was, poor Rod Blagojevich, with that hair of his, of course, he let the cat out of the bag. And let me tell you, politically here in New Rat City that we live in, we need somebody to let the cat out of the bag. In fact, it would be great if we could get Blagojevich to be the head of the MTA. Bring him down in those subway tunnels. Let him let those cats out of the bag to go after those rats. Man, do you see those subway? They are crawling with rats. We got rolling homeless shelters and rolling restaurants. And you can make charity contributions on them at the same time as well. Look, let's put up a poster. Let's see the difference between the New York City subway system and Washington, D.C. There you go. Unlike some subway systems, and it says, which will remain unnamed, you cannot eat anything on the Washington, D.C. subway system. That's $500 if you do that, right? All right, wait a minute. That's a picture of a rat there. It's talking about the other subway systems having... That rat looks familiar to me. Can we come in with a closer view of that rat, you think? Can I get it up in a projection room? Looks a little strange to me. There should be another photo of a rat, no? Well, they're really serious about people not eating and drinking on their system. Can we get maybe another view of the New York City subway rat? Oh, there he is. Now that guy really looks familiar to me. All right, okay. All right, enough with the city rats. We got a problem here with all those rats on the subway. You know what? You know what's causing that? They did more cutbacks. And what they cut out was the rat poison, and they did it about a year ago. You know what they did? That stuff that they give the rats, you know what that stuff is? That's the same stuff the doctor sells you. It's warfarin. It's a blood thinner. Somebody figured out that if they sell it to you in 1 milligram pills, they can get $10 for every 5 or 10 milligrams. Instead, when they put it down in the subway system to kill the rats, and it's the same thing, it's exactly the same thing, they don't get as much money. Between that and the cutbacks, they decided to take all that rat poison and sell it off to thin people's blood. Very popular blood thinner. On the subways now, with all the terrorism, all these other problems, we all heard about the airplane that almost crashed. Thank God, Flight 1549 did not crash because of the very, very excellent handling of the captain, the pilot, Scully. He brought that aircraft in right down on the Hudson River, right? But now, when we relate that to the subways, it's created a real problem here. We're worrying right now about avian terrorists. And because of that, we've decided to implement full body cavity searches on when you get on the subway. And the bigger the butt, the more obvious and more likely it's going to be for you to be searched. Now, we're going to implement this to eliminate the problem of suicide geese. Fortunately, their first attack on the city of New York failed. However, the rats, like the rats down on Wall Street, and believe me, we got a whole bunch of them. Maybe I can get a picture of some of those rats from Wall Street up here. Can we do that? Can we get it out of the control? And we got 4 of them here. These guys taking between $17 million and $75 million, and they're all scot-free. It says there, Obama caps executive pay, but now fat cats get off. Let's take those cats and put them down in the subway on them rats, too. Make it better for all of us here in the New York City area, right? Now it's not only New Rat City that has the problem, New York City with Mayor Michael R. Bloomberg. Guess what that R stands for? Oh, yeah, Mayor Rat, Michael Rat Bloomberg. We've got millions and millions of rats down here. If he could get 1 out of every 10 rats to vote for him, he'd have no problem getting his 3rd term. Unfortunately, the rat problem doesn't only stay in the city. We got a rat problem that goes throughout the whole country. So we have our new president, President Barack Obama, and his crew of rats. Maybe we can get the producer to put up those rats. We got a whole bunch of rats from all over the United States that don't want to pay their taxes. We've got anything from $140,000 all the way down to a skimpy $946. Imagine that, not paying $946 for a working woman in the household's taxes. Unbelievable. But this is what happens. We have rats all over the city. Now, this has put some perplexing picture on our new president, President Obama. Can we put up the picture, the one that shows where he is so concerned, worrying? I think I screwed up. Okay, he made a mistake. He got a couple of guys that didn't want to pay tax, but nobody wants to pay tax, right? I don't want to pay, you don't want to pay. But these guys, we found out about it. We got to get those rats out of the house. We got to also get the rats out of the New York City subway. Now, speaking of New York City, we have a man here tonight, not on